So the book I chose is Goodbye Rune. It is a really actually touching story about this little girl's first deal with death. It was kind of long, so I'm just gonna do a summary of it. I wanted to start with the summary on the back and then kind of go more into what happened in the book. So the summary on the back says, Rune and Sarah are the best of friends. They go to school together, play together, and imagine the future together, until the day that Rune accidentally drowns. Goodbye Rune is the beautiful and sensitive treatment of a child's first experience with death. Sarah asks endless questions of her parents, and through their patient answers, she learns about death and comes to terms with the loss of someone special. Sarah comes to realize that through her memories, Rune will always be with her. I thought this was a really great summary of the book because it really is true. It really was a sensitive topic and they handled it very well, I thought. But in the book, basically, Sarah and Rune are two little kids and they're best friends. And one day they go down to the lake to play and Rune drowns. The book really takes place mostly at the funeral and after. Sarah, I think she really, acts like she really shows the developmental understanding of death at that age. She's very young, and in the book, she doesn't really understand that he's really dead. She asks her parents a lot of questions, like the summary said, about Rune, and they answered very well in the book, I thought. For instance, she asks her mom whether Rune will get cold while he's in his coffin, and she wants to know if he'll be okay since he's alone down there. So it really shows that she doesn't understand that Rune is not going to wake up. At one point, actually, she asks her mom, what will happen if Rune wakes up and wants to get out? Is there a way he can push the lid? And it was really kind of just a really sad book, and I thought it really showed how a child processes that kind of information. And during the book, her parents would always explain to her, no, Rune is not coming back. He is going to be there forever. He won't feel the cold. He won't feel alone. He won't feel anything. So the book then, a lot during the book, it has Sarah picturing his face in her memory. She remembers all the times they had together, which actually she says it makes her happy at first, but then she starts to cry because she's so sad and she wants him there. And she's just kind of really trying to understand it, and she misses him. At one point in the book, she goes over to Rune's older sister. This is during the funeral, and she says, if you close your eyes and picture him, you can play with him, you can even talk to him. So I thought that was a really good point in the book, just to show how kids really do process it as they are not really dead. She just really doesn't understand it. So then in the book, it is winter, and her and her mom make plans in the spring to go visit Rune's grave, which I thought was a really good ending. When spring does come, they ride their bike out to Rune's grave, and there's a rock on it with his name, and all the flowers are growing, so it's kind of representing new life, I guess, just the passage of time. I don't know. But she takes some flowers and she puts them on Rune's grave, and she again makes sure Rune isn't coming back. She asks her mom if she's sure that Rune can never come back, and her mom is honest with her and tells her that he can't come back, but that she can always remember him. So then, Sarah puts the flowers on his grave. She goes to the rock and touches it and thinks of Rune and all the times they've had together and then the end of the book is them riding away on the bike, and she's happy. So I picked this book because I thought it was really great, because you don't really see a lot of books where they, you know, deal with death for a young child. I thought that was really great. And I think that it really is good at showing how a child really experiences the death of a loved one, and how they handle it, and just all of the questions they have, and just that they don't understand death. So overall, I really actually liked this book. It was really sad, but it was really good, for showing death for young children, and I think it would be a great book to read someday, if I know a child that has gone through a loss. I think it'll really show that they can be alive in your memory still.